What's up, YouTube? It's Josh Palal, the RuneScape Felon, back again with the Monday upload. So this is going to be doing a video that I feel like is probably not very good for views or the algorithm or anything. Not that I ever hit the algorithm anyways, but I do like to spread positivity on my channel every now and then. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I feel like are the most positive things that I learned in prison, the most beneficial and positive things that I learned about being a human being in general while I was in prison. Real quick, I would like to apologize for no video last week. I intended to do it a day late. And then my wife was sick to the stomach last week on video day, so I was running around trying to get her some ginger ale and some Alka-Seltzer and stuff and see what was wrong with her. And then the next day I got sick, and then I had to go get COVID tested. It wasn't COVID, it was some kind of a head cold, but I felt like trash. And then I got my wife sick, and then she got our baby sick, and our baby got my mother-in-law sick, and it's been one hell of a week. So I apologize for missing a video. It's the first time that I've missed a Monday upload since I said that I was going to redo the channel. And that will not be happening again. I'm sorry about that, but everything's back in order now. Let's get started with the most positive and beneficial things that I learned while I was in prison. Number 3, I would have to say the power of hope. Okay, now I've probably briefly touched on most of these topics in rants on Twitch or even briefly in other videos and things like that. But the power of hope is something that cannot be underestimated. I was locked up with many men that will never ever get out of prison. They're never going to get out. But they have this tiny seed, I mean just the size of a mustard seed, this tiny seed of hope somewhere deep down in their heart. Some part of them believes that there's a chance that something's going to happen. They'll get their case or their sentence overturned or reduced, and they will actually be released. And let me tell you, that gets them through every single day in there. And most of the guys that I'm referring to that I learned this from, in firsthand experience from talking with them or watching them, most of them have been locked up since before I was born. Most of these guys got locked up in the late 80s, early 90s, and they have come to a degree of zen that I think that a lot of people can learn from. Like, we feel hopeless a lot out here. We feel anxious and hopeless and overwhelmed and stuff like this. These dudes, through many years, have established this tiny pearl of hope inside of them. And it gets them through every single day. They wake up in the morning and they clean their cell, and they even use the press iron that we have to iron their clothes, and they stay chipper. And let me tell you, being a little nervous about bills to pay or having to go into a gas station when you have public anxiety is definitely just an absolute nothingness compared to doing the rest of your life in federal prison. These dudes wake up every single day and they face the day. And that's because of hope. And I realized that over the course of my time there, because I was pretty depressed about my 6 years whenever I got there. I had a 72-month sentence on the day that I fully expected to either be going home or at worst case have 7 more months, and instead I found out that I had 4 years to do, and I was really only getting started on the journey when I thought it was coming to an end. I felt pretty lame about that until I got there, and I actually rubbed elbows on a daily basis with men that really are never going home, men whose families stopped writing them 15-20 years ago, whose kids and grandkids don't even know who they are because they've been gone for so long. They're just an old family legend of the guy in prison. And hope is what gets them through that. And it's a beautiful thing, but at the same time, there's almost some kind of sadness to it. I was locked up with guys that I guarantee you they're not going home, but they don't believe that somewhere deep down in their heart. They'll say it, but they don't feel it. If they did, I think that they would be acting a lot worse in prison if they truly believed it, But hope is an overwhelmingly powerful force. I would say the second thing that I would list off is the power of honesty and the power of staying true to your word. And if you look a man in the eyes and you tell him you're going to do something, or you shake hands on something, you do that and you keep to it. There's none of this stuff in modern day society, especially with contracts and legal issues and things of that sort. Ironic that I would say that. People want to rip you off as much as they can without you realizing it seems like. Two men shake hands that we're going to spend this amount of money and both go in like this, and one guy's trying to get out of it, make him, cover it. Everybody's doing shady dealings, especially whenever it comes to money and things like that. And in prison, that's just not how you operate. You have to stand by your word. It is, if you tell somebody you're going to do something, you better do it. And it makes things run a lot more smoothly in there than you would think. I very rarely saw major issues stemming up because some guy didn't follow through with a promise that he made. Now, of course, there's people that get strung out on drugs and they don't pay their bills on time and stuff like that. And that becomes an issue, but it's more like a general integrity of meaning your words. Now, this has nothing to do with the fact that most men will tell you, hey man, when the feds got me, they took $14 million from me, and they took my Lambos, and my 3 supermodel wives found out about each other and they all left me. By the way, can I get a suit from you? I'm not talking about that. That's a different kind of honesty. But honesty in your actions, integrity in your actions, and and behaving in a manner at all times as though all people are looking at you is what I'm referring to here. When you tell somebody you're going to do something, you just do it. You don't look for an excuse. You don't say yes just to, just to get them out of your hair. There's none of that. You tell people how you feel. You tell them straightforward and honestly how you feel about a situation or a business dealing that you're entering into or anything of that sort. And then you don't rip them off. It's very easy to not rip people off. You can all spread the wealth here if you're in business dealings. Okay, instead of trying to screw somebody over for 2%, 5% of your total profit and get a little edge on them and then they never work with you again, you can both win. Keep working with them, keep your business straight, they'll keep their business with you, and both of you can have a positive outcome in the long run. It's very simple. But when you tell somebody that you're going to do something, just do it. Follow through on your word, stand behind your words, mean what you say and say what you mean. It's very simple, but honesty and integrity both go a very, very long way in there, and I realize the importance of them in avoiding much conflict that could potentially happen when you have 2,000 of the most hardcore men on earth, in their opinion, all in the same room. Last but not least, and this is going to sound corny or cheesy, and I don't care because I know it's the truth, and I'm only going to tell you the truth, the power of love. And I mean that to encompass friendship. I'm not talking about gay stuff or whatever. That's not what I'm referring to here. The power of friendship, the power of love, the power of bonds with other people can get you through anything, man. I mean, everybody knows that having people there for you when you're going through something is one of the most solid foundations you can have to get back on your feet and come back. Even if you don't talk to the people, even if you're one of the people that like just recedes from everything when it happens, knowing that there are people there for you that can get through to you and be there for you if you need them will help your mindset immensely. And I can tell you guys that I don't think that I would have made it out the way that I did had I not made true friends, very, very true men that I cared about and that I loved and that like I hung out with every single day, I mean, I spent 12 hours a day with these guys for 3-4 years straight. You can't help but form a deep bond with them. I got to know them. I got to know their family situation, their siblings' names, and what their girls were doing on the outside and what their situation was like with their kids. And I've said this before, but one thing that I mentioned, it wasn't even a long ago video, I don't believe, but learning about the power of friendship. Here's an example, man. Before I got locked up, the vast majority of my friends were people that I did drugs with, and we had a similar sense of humor. And it was fun to hang out with each other. It was always a party when we were around each other. So I had these deep, false feelings of true care for them. I'm not saying that I did not care for them. That's not what I'm saying. But it runs more deeply when you take out the drugs and the partying and real shit happens. I remember one time on the street, my friend bursting into tears about something that I didn't think was a very big deal. And I was ashamed of his tears, and I turned away and walked off like, I'm dodging this situation. I had these false feelings for these people that as though they were just the greatest friends anybody could ever ask for. And I barely even knew them, guys. I didn't know any of their middle names, and I hung out with them every day, and we did drugs, and we partied, and we hung out, and we figured out how we were going to get money for drugs together and all this dumb stuff. And that's not friendship, man. That's casual. That's like, acquaintanceship, if you will. I'm not sure if that's a word. When I was in prison and my homie got served divorce papers, and his soon-to-be ex-wife told him that she wasn't bringing his son up there anymore, his 2-3-year-old son, and he was serving 25, 30 years. And he learned that by the time that he gets out of prison, his son's going to have no idea that he was ever even a person. That's how you be there for somebody. That's when you're there and you lift somebody up, and you're there for them through that, and you empathize or sympathize with them, and you can get them through that. There were probably many times, sorry to get dark, guys, there were probably many times that I would have just strung myself up in that cell if I didn't have the people that I had. My bandmates that I was with and my best friends, guys, they get you through it. And love and friendship and bonding and social interaction is an integral part of being a human. We are social creatures. And when you form this bond with people, it gives you something to hold on to. It gives you something to move forward for, and it gives you something to become greater than. I mean, how many of you have kids? I just had my first kid. That's a love like I never even knew existed, And every day I try to be a better person because I know that she needs me there. That love that I have for her is uplifting me and galvanizing me to do better with life. So the power of love and friendship and trust is the last and most important thing, because I learned that the power of love is the most overwhelmingly positive, incredible force in this universe. And I just can't stress that enough to you guys. Hopefully that was enough positivity in one video to make up for me missing last week. I'm sorry, guys, that will not happen again. I also got to do my Patreon video today because the Patreon exclusive video was supposed to go up yesterday, and needless to say, I've still been getting everything together, so I'm about to do that now. We just got a brand new full-fledged convict in the club, $20 a month coming in from Joe Lomax. Thank you very, very much, buddy. I hope you enjoyed the content. At the end of the video, all the $20 a month club, or actually $10 or more a month club, the felons and the convicts get their names shouted out at the end. But But anyways, guys, hopefully we're going back on the official podcast soon. The Twitch link is jpalault, twitch.tv/jpalault. The Discord's down there. The merch is down there. The Patreon's down there. The tweets and the grams and all that good stuff is down there. So I love you guys, man. I hope you're having a beautiful week. I'll see you again on Monday with the upload. I'll be live on Twitch all week. I just lost hardcore status. I'm a hardcore Iron Man, so... Also, as a quick shout out, I shouldn't have put this at the very, very end, guys. Me and my friends Monkey and Twitch just started the Old School Runecast. It's a podcast that will be live on Twitch every week, as well as uploading to YouTube and Spotify, where we discuss issues in the community, potential coming updates, mods, and we hopefully even have famous content creators come on. I know a few of them myself, so hopefully they will be in. And it's really well put together by Monkey Commando. He's the host. Me and Twist are just the co-hosts. And I'm already really enjoying it. We've done one episode so far, so I'm going to put that in the link down below. We don't have a YouTube URL yet because it has to be 30 days after you make the channel before you can actually pick your own custom URL. But we'll get there. All right. We already have the subscribers. I really appreciate that, guys. If you guys could give a follow on Twitter and give us a subscription on YouTube, we would really, really appreciate that. We love you guys, man. I love y'all. I will see you next week. Stay happy, stay free. Most importantly, stay safe. See you guys on Monday.